And we're live. Hello, everybody. How's it going?
I just noticed there's a flying radio right in
Oh,
front of
yeah. I decided to put
me.
a
Like,
little something different up there.
in my life,
Um, I
put
am
in
actually,
while decoration up. What's going on? I feel weird.
I'm actually waiting for a new logo. Summer is working on a logo for me, and so I'm getting frustrated. So I just threw one of my radios up there. So anyway, hi everybody. Happy Monday night. Thank you for joining us. We have a wonderful guest coming on tonight who's waiting in the background. I can't wait to talk to her. I like her a lot. And that's Nicole from Through the Veil Paranormal, another channel here on YouTube, which I believe I put the link to her channel, yes, in the description. So definitely check it out if you haven't. You're going to like her a lot. Um, First, I have to say hi, Dad. How are you? If you're
Hey,
watching.
okay.
And Ray says hi. But yeah, Nicole from Through the Veil Paranormal is with us tonight. I love how calm Nicole is. She's a very calm person. She's wonderful to listen to. I love how she talks. She is a psychic medium, and she has a YouTube channel where she shares her paranormal investigations. And like me, she goes to cemeteries. So that's very cool. But she's also been to some of the places I would love to go to. She's been to Bobby Mackey's in Kentucky, the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and the Missouri State Penitentiary. So all of those videos are on her channel. You can check them out. Let me bring Nicole on and introduce you to her. Let me bring her in. Hang on.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Nicole.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are
Let
you?
me see. I'm great. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. This is my friend. He's over here on my side, Ray. I don't know which
Hey.
side of
Hi.
you. This is my paranormal partner in crime, Dr. Ray from Nobody Believes Me Paranormal. So thanks for coming
Hey
on. I
guys.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me up here.
Ah, no, it's
Awesome.
awesome introducing you to everybody that's in chat. I think a lot of people know who you are,
Yeah.
but just
Um,
telling them how much I enjoy watching your videos. I just love to, it's very easy to listen to you, and I love your calm approach to everything. And I've been looking forward to having you on and chatting with you. So thank you for coming.
I'm pretty laid back for the most
You
part.
are. And are you from the South? Are you from the South?
Actually, I'm from Missouri.
Missouri. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Okay. But that's still, I'm from New York City.
hmm
And to me, Missouri, I know it's probably not, but we think of it as the South.
Yeah. Actually, it's supposed to be, northern state, and a lot of people said, "Oh, you got a cute accent," and I'm like, I didn't know I had one.
You, well, I don't think I have one either, but people say that to me all the time. But you have a lovely accent. It's very,
Thank you.
My grandmother was from New Jersey, but New Jersey, Missouri. Wow.
oh, I always get those two
I
mixed
got off
up,
work and I'm
Ray.
really tired still. So yeah,
That's
I'm
all
not saying you
right.
sound like my grandmother, but yeah, I can hear it.
She was from Missouri?
Yeah,
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, I
Campbell.
would,
I know where Campbell is. Yeah.
oh,
There you go.
it,
Yeah, I have
really
Kate
small
there.
world. It's a small world, but I wouldn't
I
want to
wouldn't want
paint it. I
to.
know. Oh, padiddle. Oh my gosh. It's we're just showing our age. It's
Yeah.
terrible. But hi, I want to say hi to everybody who's in chat. Dory, thank you for being here. One of my mods, one of my few. Tommy, Joker's Nation, thanks for being here. Paranormal Underworld. I'm looking down at the chat, guys. That's why I'm looking down. Eli, thanks for being here. You were here first. Elaine, West Haven, always and forever. Thank you for joining. If you guys can share this out, that would be great. I did post it on Twitter and somewhere on Facebook. I don't know. I'm not really that good with Facebook.
You put it on Facebook. I saw it.
Okay, it went somewhere. Peak of Otter, how are you? It's good to see you. So it's good to see everybody. Thank you for joining us. And this is Nicole from Through the Veil Paranormal. Again, you are a psychic medium, right?
hmm
Okay, because I considered a psychic sensitive. I'm not a medium.
Yeah.
But that's one of the questions I'm going to ask you. But I have a whole bunch of questions to ask you
Yay.
because
Here is the
so here we
question,
are.
as you will see.
As you will see, I always have questions. Hello,
I
Elaine. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for the super chat. That was very sweet of you, Elaine. Thank you. And thank you for sharing, Dory. And oh, Joe and Tommy from Joker's Nation says south of Indiana is considered the South.
Okay.
Okay, well, west of New York is considered the South too. So I'm
I'm
from New
still
York.
all good.
I'm from New York City. So what the first thing that I like to ask when we have people on, and the first thing I wanted to ask you is what got you into paranormal investigating? Where did it start?
Well, I always had interest in it because, when I was little, I was at 5, it's when I first started, seeing people that's not supposed to be there.
Mhm.
So it was always an interest to me all the way into my teens, investigate the graveyards and do stuff like that. Um,
Oh,
I didn't get into it, YouTube wise until a year ago.
okay. Yeah, I noticed that you started just about a year ago. And what, I know what got me all of a sudden interested in YouTube when I've had a lifetime again of experiences like you. But what made you say, "Oh, this YouTube thing, let me give it a shot." How did that come about?
Actually, that was my daughter. She's actually my tech. She does all the gizmos and gadgets that I don't do. Um,
Oh.
yeah, so she has a terminal illness, and she loved
Mm.
watching everybody on YouTube. She likes the ghost hunter shows. She likes some of the bigger
Oh.
ghost hunter shows, and I was like,
Mm.
you know what? I used to do that. I was like, why don't we just do that? Let's get some
Yeah.
cameras. Let's go for it. Get you out, get you doing something, see the world. Why not? So
Oh my
here
goodness.
we are.
Oh my goodness. So is she still doing that with you?
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she's
god.
she's doing the best she can, but she hangs in there with us.
That is so great. So and when you say us, who is it? Do you have a spouse that goes out and investigates with you or another partner?
Well, I have a partner, Jack,
Mhm.
Paranormal Underworld. He's in here somewhere.
What is his channel name?
Paranormal
So
Underworld.
I only figured that out the other night that Paranormal Underworld is your partner.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm dense, but, and Paranormal Underworld is in chat. Okay, so you go out together,
Mhm.
and then your daughter does the tech side of it.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
bless her heart, because we all know what fun that is. Well, that's awesome. So you've done very well for a year.
yes, I am blessed to have the followers that we have and people that are, interested in, what I do. I thought whenever I started us off, I was like, people are not gonna be interested in me talking to spirits and, doing
Uh-huh.
this weird stuff. But I was actually surprised. But we just get out there and do what we like to do, and people are enjoying it, and it makes me so happy.
That's awesome, but you've gone to some awesome places. I mean,
Yes.
Bobby Mackey's, that is so awesome.
Mhm.
I'd love to go to some of these places. Ray, have you ever been to either Bobby Mackey's or the South Pittsburgh Hospital?
Nope.
No,
But I've been to Kentucky.
Yeah.
but you've been to Kentucky. Well, we got to get out there more, Ray. What's wrong with us? But that's awesome, and that's probably part of your success is you've gone to some really cool places. I also saw that when I've watched your videos, you do something similar to what I do. Is you go to old cemeteries.
Mhm. I love cemeteries. I
I
mean,
do too.
it's not so much the history and the stones. I like some of the old stones that are there too. But every once
Hmm.
in a while, a spirit will pop in.
Yeah,
And if you're like me, you get to talk to them. You get to find out stuff.
right.
I like
One,
cemeteries.
I love them. I mean, I every time we go by, there's neighborhoods where here's the houses and then here's the cemetery. I'm like, I could live there. I would so love to live there.
Yeah,
My husband would be like, "Where is Cynthia?" Oh,
in the
be sitting
cemetery.
in there every night. Oh, I know. But I do, and the stories and the history, and also
Hmm.
when we do the sessions there, so you are a psychic medium, and I know that we always hear these words and these terms thrown around. I consider myself a psychic sensitive because
Hmm.
I think when I think of a psychic medium, I think of someone who can call to them a specific spirit. Do you feel that's what your ability is?
Um, yeah, I have a menagerie of abilities, and I've actually, I've just started looking them up because I've always just done what I do.
Mhm.
I see full body apparitions just like I see you or anybody else. I hear them and have conversations with them as I do with you or anyone else.
Mhm.
If there's a spirit in need or, I have somebody that I can connect with that's even, not near me, I can feel their energy and I can connect with them psychically and I
Wow.
can communicate with them through photographs. I can touch
Mhm.
photographs and read things. I could
Wow.
touch the ground and see how it used to be, and
Wow, that's
it's
yeah, that's it. That's really interesting because and it just more emphasizes to me, my lack of ability because I've always waited for it. Well, it's always come at me and
Mhm.
I've had to react to it when I was younger. And now, I do what I do here and I seek out and but I've never felt that I have had experiences like I have experiences with spirit when I see full spirits, but in a specific way
Right.
but not by choice,
Mhm.
and that's where I see the difference. So that's very interesting. And I imagine when you go to a location, do you get a whole bunch of it and you're right in the face? Like, does it all hit you?
Sometimes it does.
Mhm.
You know, at this last investigation we were in a church, and church was in session. I mean, there was 50 people in there, but,
Mm.
you know, y I feel like, you gotta walk in between people. I feel crowded, and who do I talk to? But some
Mm.
places I go to, there might be just 1 or 2.
Okay. All right. So you felt there were 50 people there, even though there were no live people there. In other words, there were 50 spirits there.
Yeah, I can see them all
Oh
sitting
my
in the
gosh.
pews, just
You ever
All
sitting there.
sit.
been have you ever been in a crowd where you had to like touch someone to make sure they were real?
Oh.
Yeah, I've had some weird incidences like that.
Oh. Oh, that would be horrible. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What one funny
Oh.
story, if you want me to share with you, of
Yeah.
how weird my life can be. And I seen this lady and this little boy walking down the interstate. And, I'm always eager to help somebody if they're in need.
Mm,
This little boy looked like he was 3 or 4, maybe. So
mm.
I pull over, even though you're not supposed to pick up strangers, people don't do this. I pull over, and my son, he goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm gonna give this lady a ride." I said, "The gas station's, not too far up there. I'm not gonna have her walk with that baby on the interstate." And he goes, "What lady?"
Oh, man.
"Okay, never mind. Let's go."
It's
And then
interesting
you
you
say,
said that.
never mind, quite a bit.
Never mind. My daughter did that to me one day because my poor daughter has been sadly blessed with some gifts that she's not that thrilled about. So
Now you know.
we were driving through where we used to live, a condo complex, and we were driving through there, and she said, "Mom, watch out!" And I'm like, I'm like, "What? What? What?" And she's a little boy in his soccer uniform would just run across the street, and she goes, She says, "Oh my God, where did he go? Where did he go?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I
I
said,
get
I
it.
blame your grandmother and your great grandmother for this. Do not blame me." Yeah, so she's had that experience. So she's more familiar with that. Thankfully, I don't see them in public or when I go into places like you probably do.
Walmart.
Wow. Yeah, you have to deal with it though. That's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that you have to deal with that because
Mhm.
also you're seeing it and then you want to tell people you're seeing it and do they believe you?
Right.
You know. Of all the places that you've gone to, and I've watched a whole bunch of your videos, what was the scariest investigation? What was the scariest place that you went to?
Hmm. The one place that actually put fear in me was the Bethel Cemetery. Um, there was some practices done out there. There was some dark energy out there.
Wow.
Yeah, that place, I didn't see but one spirit, and I really didn't trust that spirit. So that place really put the heebies in
And
me.
is that in the state where you live, or is
That was in Ohio.
that's in Ohio, and it's called the Bethel Cemetery?
Hmm.
And are there any stories connected with you said was it like satanic stuff that
Hmm.
went on?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, there's actually, you can look it up online. It's kinda hard to find, but they
Mhm.
say there's like a wraith or something out there that comes down, off the hillside, and it
Oh,
it tries to attack people. There used to
wow.
be a church there, and they think either the wraith burnt it down, or
Oh
the
my
locals.
gosh.
Yeah, the locals may have burned it down because they were actually practicing the rituals out there. So,
Ah, sure, the angry mob, right?
yeah, there's been
Thank
Ouija
you so
boards.
much, Elaine. You're very sweet. Thank you for the super sticker. Wow, that's something, because when I look at all these other cool places that you've gone, it's like a cemetery that you went to is the
Yeah,
scariest place that you went to, as
yeah.
as opposed to, I mean, I've seen people go to Bobby Mackey's and get all freaked out and stuff, and you went to the old South Pittsburgh Hospital. That was an asylum, right?
No, it was just a regular
It
hospital.
was a regular hospital? Okay,
Mhm,
and then this you went to the penitentiary, and
mhm.
nothing good's gonna happen there, and
Yeah,
yet a cemetery was the scariest place you went. Well, what is
yeah.
your favorite place that you went to?
I would have to say recently it's been OSPH, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and
Okay.
that's where we met Margaret. She's on the 3rd floor, and
Mhm.
I really can't tell the story without getting too teary-eyed, but we ran
Oh,
into
okay.
to a spirit, and she was so sweet, and we got to walk her down the hallway, and it was awesome.
Was she an adult spirit or a child?
She had Alzheimer's, so she was a little,
Okay.
mind confused, but she was so
Okay.
wonderful. You just
Oh
have to,
my
like I said.
goodness. Wow. That's pretty cool. Well, now let me see. I've got some questions I had wanted to ask you, and those were definitely two of them. But what I'm interested in also is, as a paranormal investigator, what is your process like? Like when you decide I'm going to go investigate this place, what do
Mhm.
you do to get ready and when you get there and to keep yourself safe? What is your process as far as investigating in the paranormal?
Well, I usually like just to go in blind. I don't like to know about
Okay.
a place. That way,
Sure.
if I pick up on anything, I know it's, uncontaminated. Um,
Mhm.
I do have like jewels and my stones, my blue tiger's eye I wear for psychic protection. Um,
Okay.
I put salt in my pockets, sea salt.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I just, grab my camera and what, gear that we do have. I go in there with all intention, have good spirit, good attitude. You
Mhm.
know, I
Yeah.
don't like to provoke the spirits. I just come
Yeah.
at them, really nice and politely, like I would talk to my grandmother. And that's how we investigate. I have a little bit of protection. If I need to at the end, I'll say a prayer or cleanse anything.
Mhm.
But we've never. I mean, I've accidentally brought home one, but
Okay. I
other
mean,
than that.
that can happen sometimes. That can
Mhm.
happen sometimes. And, I think sometimes they're just bored and they want to just go for a ride
And they're
you know,
people. I mean,
and
some
they're,
people say that, you
that's
can't
right.
come with us, and if I was somebody said, "You can't come with me, I'm coming anyway."
Yeah. I, I know. I don't actually say that. I know a lot of people
Mhm.
do when they're in an investigation. Oh, you can't come with me, but I don't think we can stop them.
No, they're people.
Hi, Stephen from Three Souls. How are you? And Frank,
Hey, Steve.
Siri. How are you doing, Frank? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for
Hey,
being here, you guys.
That was
And Terry
usually
Charms Life. What, Ray?
hey.
when people go, okay, I'm gonna go now. You gotta stay here. Or,
I
well,
Yeah,
know.
right.
yeah, that's really not gonna stop anybody. It's gonna make
No.
them want to come even more, actually.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right. Oh, Dory has a question for you, Nicole.
sure.
Says, can you turn off your gift if you need a break from it? That's a good question. Can
Um,
you?
I can tone it down. I can't turn it off. I've never been able to completely turn it off, but
Yeah.
I put like a visualization of an eye, and I picture that eye closing.
Okay.
And, that seems to calm them down for me a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. No, I get that because I know that some people think, "Oh, it's a gift,"
Ah,
and aren't
yeah.
there times in your life when you've thought,
Give me a break.
"No, not really?" No, yeah, like in my 20s, it was not a gift. It was, well, kind of a nightmare because I had no idea how to control it at
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
and so it was not a gift. But that was a really good question. If anybody else
Mhm.
has a question for Nicole, please
Sure.
put it in chat. I think I'm a little behind here, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, guys, who's Jax?
That's mine. Scared of
Okay.
Underworld?
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw Eli. We saw Eli right before we came on saying hi, Jax. And
Mhm.
Ray came into the studio and we both at the same time said, "Who's Jax?"
I was over
Well,
here
I was
chuckling going,
in, I was backstage for a good 3 minutes while she's going, who's Jax? I don't know who that is.
It's terrible. I'm so
And so
sorry.
that got me intrigued. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Number one.
I
And
don't know.
who's Jax? But now we know. That's
Oh
cool.
my goodness. Okay, so now we have another question. Hang on one second. Let me find it. Terry Charms Life says, "Is it because you have lived many lives? Do you feel that you've lived many lives?"
"Mm, well, I have an older recollection, but I am still trying to put my finger on that one, and
Mhm. Mhm.
I do remember 2 past lives. Other than that,
You
mm,
do?
yeah.
Wow. What do you remember about them if you don't mind me asking? It's very interesting.
One I am still trying to piece together, and I wish I could find the house because it is so vivid to me. And reason it's so vivid to me because I was having dreams about it.
Oh, wow.
And I had them since I was like 12, 13, really young, up until
Mm.
my mid 20s.
Mhm.
And the last dream that I had, and that's when Yahoo was beginning. I had just started some friendships over there. And a friend of mine, she always liked to hear my stories and what I run into, and she was always interested in this dream that I had, "Did you dream about it tonight?" And, "Well, no,
Oh,
not last
wow.
night." But, that night I had a dream and she asked me about it. I said, "Yeah, it was really weird." I said, "I seen this lady coming down the stairs with these kids, and they were singing something." She goes, "Hold on." I was like, "What?" She said, "Before you finish," she said, "let me tell you about a dream I had last night." I was like, "Okay." She goes, "I was in this big white house, this big white farmhouse." She said, "I don't know, it was, like, really strange." She said, "But I had my daughter, my other daughter, and my son, the youngest one, in front of me, and a tornado was coming, and I was trying to get them out to the cellar, and to keep them calm, I was singing to them." And
Oh.
she said, "I looked down at the kitchen stairwell, and that's where I was at." And she said, "There was my husband, and he was waiting for us."
Uh-huh.
So she described this house again to a T of what I had been seeing.
Oh my gosh. What was she singing?
I don't really recall now. It was like some little lullaby or hum. I
Oh,
don't,
okay.
yeah,
Because I was gonna say, if she said she was singing a song, and in your dream, the mother was singing the same song,
yeah. But
that would have been something.
two and two together, it was the same
Oh, I
thing.
know. It sounds like you had a very similar dream. Thank you,
Yeah.
Elaine. You're very, very sweet. Thank you
Thank
so very
you.
much for that. You're a doll.
Yeah.
Wow. And now what is now so the past life that you had, were you one of the children or were you the
Yeah,
mother?
I was the dad.
You were the dad.
Yeah, because I remember the last thing that I had a dream of, and I was looking in this mirror, I was fixing my hat, I had finally, got to see myself,
Mhm.
and, I could hear the dogs barking. I'm not gonna get into that story, that makes me cry too, but,
Oh,
um,
dear.
I had woken up from that dream, and I knew this child as my own. She was sitting on the end of my bed, she goes, "It's not pretty no more,"
Oh.
meaning the house is either gone or destroyed, but she come to tell me that.
I remember that. Was that I remember either that video or live stream when
Mhm,
that yes, and that you were very emotional about it.
mhm. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, wow.
yeah. I
Y
know them kids to be my kids.
Wow, so you were the dad.
Yeah.
Did you get a sense of what time in history it was?
That had to been the 20s or 30s,
Oh my
1920s, yeah.
gosh. Have you
Had to,
stopped having that dream now?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I wanna find this house, and we thought we may have found it, but they
Wow.
tore it down before I could get over there and take a look at it.
You had an idea where the house was?
This one was a really close positive because the girl that I was talking to that had also had the dream, she lived in Louisville. This house was near Louisville.
Wow.
So I was like, maybe there's some kind of connection there,
Oh my gosh. Maybe you and she have a connection in a
Mhm.
previous. Oh,
Right.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now you said you could remember 2 past lives. What is the other one?
The other one was it's just a skitset of memories,
Mm.
but it was also in the, like, 1800s.
Oh.
So, it was, like, not early, but it was,
Mhm.
like, maybe right before the male one. I remember out riding,
Okay.
my horse,
Mhm.
and I remember, I wasn't riding it right, because I we had, didn't have much money. And I was thrown off
Mm.
into this creek, and I remember hitting my head and, the whole Casper story. I got sick, got
Oh my god.
yeah, and,
Mm.
I know I was, like, in my early 20s when I passed away.
Oh my gosh. So you
Yeah,
have an end of life
mhm,
memory of this one. Oh, wow.
yeah, so
That's
that was
kind of that's amazing, actually.
yeah, that was
That's
weird.
now, you've never done anything like past life regression with anybody or anything like
Mm-mm,
that? Yeah, I'd
no.
be afraid to do that too. I'd be afraid they'd make me walk around like a chicken or something. I just don't
Yeah,
trust hypnosis.
I don't need nobody else in my head.
No, you got enough. You got enough. You've got enough. But
Uh,
yeah, no, back in my 20s when I was having a difficult time because I didn't know how to control the visitations. I
mhm,
went to a psychic who finally helped me figure out how to control it and take power over it.
mhm,
But of course, it sounds so trite, and I absolutely hate telling it to people. But she told me I was an old spirit, and blah 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 blah, and it sounds so like a story, like something that everybody says when I say that. So I don't tell a lot of people that, but she
mhm,
told me that. But I had the same thing. I had dreams that I had for 20 something years in my life.
mhm,
Um, but I always figured they were just from anxiety. And I didn't, they stopped. They just literally, finally, the dreams would have something going on. And then I'd wake up. And then finally, the dreams would actually, what happened in the dream would end. And then that I never had the dream again. So I've never had an experience like that, like a
mhm.
feeling of a past life. That has to be amazing.
There must have been something that came forth at that time that you had going on in your previous life that kind of
Yeah.
regressed into that past,
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
to remember those things and why their
Yeah.
dreams came up.
Just little flashes for me,
Mhm.
but, hi, Joe. Joe from Entity 7 is here.
Oh,
Hello, and
I
who
got a
else have I
message.
missed? Hello, Queen of Swords. How are
Oh,
you? Good to see you. Joe, thanks for being here. Did I miss anybody else? Thank
thank you.
everybody for being here. Divine Diamond, hello, dear. Thank you for being here with Nicole from Through the Veil Paranormal. Guys, her link is in the description. Be sure to follow her if you get a chance. So, what is at this point? You've gone to some places that I would love to go to. What at this point is your bucket list of paranormal experiences, investigations, places? Where do you really want to go?
Penhurst.
Penhurst.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard about Penhurst, and that's a now that was what was
Mm,
Penhurst? That was an asylum.
mhm. Yeah,
That
it also inspired the movie Suffer the Little Children.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, it was really
Oh,
overcrowded, a lot of
oh,
repressive energy and stuff going on there. I would just love
yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, yeah, that would be pretty cool, and that's, oh, look at Joe, about time I pay attention to you. For goodness sake, Joe. I'm talking here. Uh,
He'll watch to
thank
be talking to Colin Havard.
you. Elaine, you crazy lady.
She's
Thank you
crazy.
so much. She keeps giving me super chats. Wait, am I missing some? Oh, look at that. Okay. See, now that's what I missed. That is so I can't see the sticker. I can't see the sticker in StreamYard, but oh, that is so sweet.
She's
Very
awesome.
cool. She's very sweet of her. Very sweet. Um, Penhurst. Where else? Where else would you like to go? I know Ray and I have a few places we are hoping to get to now that the world's opening up again.
Let's see. If I can't get to Penhurst,
We should all go to Penhurst.
yes.
Let's all meet there.
Goodness, where would I want to go? I know everybody says the Conjuring house, but everyone's that's yeah, I
It was
love it, but it seems like everybody's
it
in
was
there
pretty
but me.
cool.
I,
It was
I used
pretty
to follow
cool
you around at the Stanley.
at the
Mm,
Stanley.
I
Yeah.
like to follow her around and watch her just what the
That would be cool. You know what? I mean, the Stanley Hotel, well, that's the hotel that inspired
The Shining.
The Shining. Not where
Mhm.
he wrote it, right? But
Yeah,
where
he wrote some of it there.
some
Yeah.
of it there. And I would love to go out there. Beautiful country too. I'd love to see it. But yeah, Ray is saying he'd love to go there with you and follow you around, considering your
Sure.
connection with spirit.
Mhm.
But I think
Gosh,
that would probably be cool anywhere, especially Penhurst. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
wow.
I guess my one to really talk to, and I don't know if she would be at her Croft house or she would be at the bed and breakfast, but I would love to talk to Lizzie Borden. Did she do it?
Right? And I would love to go there with you and have you have that conversation and tell
I just
me.
want to sit down and have tea with her, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and that was one of the places actually Ray and I had talked about before the world went a little crazy, of
Mhm.
going, and hopefully one day we will, because for me it's just a few hours,
Yeah.
it's not even a long car drive. Um, so, and what is that? Are you eating cheese, Ray? I don't know what he's doing. I think he's
now
eating
I'm eating
cheese.
cheese and I have my cheddar hat on.
Oh, he's got his cheddar hat on. Nicole doesn't have any idea what cheddar is. Crazy
I
person.
know it's stupid. Don't even worry. You're
It
not missing
sponsors the
anything.
Green Bay Packers.
It was fun though. It was just some
No,
fun.
God,
Oh,
no.
Steve.
I'm from Michigan, where the Detroit Lions lose with dignity.
Oh no. Oh, no. Hello, Yvonne. Thanks for coming. And Three
Mm.
Souls. What is Three Souls? She says, we were at the Lizzie Borden house. Were you? Very cool. I would like to go there. I
Yeah,
would
Steve,
like to go to the Lizzie Borden house.
he keeps leaving me
Um,
behind on everything.
and I see is a feeling Lizzie didn't do it. I don't know. It's a tough one, and we may never know. We may never know. But I would like to go there, especially because it's so accessible to me. It's just a little expensive. It's a little expensive,
Yeah, they
but
want
I would
cool.
love to go there. So
It's a
what
lot
keeps you going?
expensive.
What?
It's a lot expensive.
It's a lot expensive.
Yeah,
Yes, it
I'm
is.
with Joe on this one.
$400 a
Oh,
night.
Steven says he believes her uncle did it.
I think the
Interesting.
I think the person that is connected to it is also connected to Velisca.
Oh, really? Really?
Mhm.
Oh, Joe says now he's hungry because you're eating cheese on camera. What is this? A mukbang, Ray? Come on.
Cheese.
Oh my God. Oh, I already ate. See, I ate before the stream because I've got class.
I had to work.
I know. I'm so sorry. I worked too.
I can't leave after
Anyway,
coffee.
what
No,
what makes you want to keep doing this? I mean, the paranormal and the videos and the investigations and sharing them with other people. What
Well,
makes you want to keep doing it? What keeps you going?
my main thing that keeps me going is I love helping the spirits. You know, of the littlest things that they need, like, you know, the chair, which was an actual story about Manny and a spirit that lives with Sinister and Jeno. Uh, they want lights out in the cemetery. I go get lights and, helping them in a little way. Or if I do
Mhm.
need to help a human, another person with a spirit in their house, and
Right,
if I can
right, right.
record it at the same time and everybody enjoy it, that keeps me going.
Well, one of the things that I often ask is when I'm doing a session is, "How can I help you?" And
Mhm.
I've rarely gotten an answer. So have you
Yeah,
gotten a sense of how it is that you can help them?
yeah, I've helped quite a few.
Mhm.
With Manny, I just kept hearing chair, 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 and I was like, what is it about a chair? I mean, of all things, like it says in the story, you could ask for, what is it with a chair?
Mhm.
And I asked Jenna because she was on a live stream whenever I was hearing it. And I said, you have a spirit in your house that is looking for a chair that used to be in that room.
Mhm.
And she goes, what about that chair? I was like, there used to be a chair in there and he would like to have it back. And there was actually a chair that used to be in there that they took out. And whenever they went and got the chair that was in another room and they brung it in there, I could actually visually see him sitting down in it and he was calm.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So
Yes.
you're fortunate because you have such a good, um, you able ability to make contact with them
Mhm,
that you can do that and that you can see exactly what they want. Now, I'm lower on the ladder here, and I can ask and ask and ask, and rarely have they told me to pray for them. Um, I've had them tell me, just remember me, remember
mhm,
me. That's how, and that's why, like, if I see an old photograph at a garage sale, that's how I've got
mhm,
my friend Lewis. I don't know where he is. I found him in a bin at a garage sale, and actually, it's an old photograph taken in like the 1800s, and he's my buddy, and I talk to him, and I try
awesome.
to say their name and try to remember them because I've been
Mhm,
told, remember me. And that's,
mhm,
I think, one of the driving forces with going to the cemeteries.
yeah,
I see them as people and their stories, and I want to try to remember
yeah,
them,
right.
and so,
Be
yeah, yeah, that's really cool.
mhm.
Now, how do you when you do a session, do you have a preference? Ghost box, apps, digital recorder, just your camera? What's your preference? What do you think of them?
I've used the gauntlet. If it's not just, me sitting down with them, of course, I'd like everybody else to hear. A lot of people's, come familiarized with the necro. That's kind of easy.
Mhm.
I've kind of got some synchronicities with that and actually what I'm hearing, so I kind of will go to that one.
Okay.
Um, the SB11, I really like that one because you
Oh,
can do the forwards and backwards,
okay.
so you can cut out a lot of the bleed.
The
Um,
PSB 11, the wider one. Okay.
mhm,
Okay. I don't have one of those. That's cool. Yep.
yeah, I really like that one, and it's
I,
got the temperature gauge on
I like this. Terry says she is a spirit box. She's a spirit box. You are the spirit box.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, that is so funny. I
Mm,
agree. So you have a preference? Do you use hacked radios at all?
I've never used one of those yet.
Okay.
I
All right.
usually kind of, steer toward the voice boxes,
Mhm.
that way other people, can, hear the
Right.
words more clearly.
Right.
Uh, you know, like Terry out said, a lot of times with just, my recorder, my camcorder, you can actually hear the spirits in Class A EVPs. We're talking back and forth. We are having a natural conversation. I'll say something, you can hear them say something back. You can watch me, look up and talk to them as their voice kind of dissipates and they're walking off. These are all
Mhm.
Class A EVPs. So,
Right.
to catch that and catch me,
Mhm.
talking to them is
Yeah.
awesome.
That is, and sometimes just the microphone on your camera or your phone camera,
Mhm.
actually, a lot of the time, I've just caught it on the camera's microphone.
Yeah.
Because it's as sensitive, if not more, than the old digital recorders
Mhm.
that we all try to
Right.
use that record their own inner mechanicals. The phones are quiet, and now the quality of them,
Mhm.
yeah,
I have
absolutely.
I have trouble with those digital recorders. I don't know about you, but, you hit the button record, but whenever you're supposed to go back to a certain spot,
Oh, I can't do it. I
I
just I don't know.
it's not
I
my
watch
forte.
I watch some people and they're like, "Oh, wait, I heard something. Let me just back up a little." And I'm like, I'd end up back at the beginning. How are you doing that?
Yeah, it's
I
like,
just
this is
don't
they're done.
I don't have it. It's like, let's just listen to it all the way through because I don't know how to do it any other way.
I don't either. I don't get it.
And I do use them sometimes, and I've done experiments with one here near me and one across the room, and you know what I mean? I have done that because this room has friends in it. And but yeah, it can be kind of tricky, and I'm not good with the playback.
Hmm.
So it's kind of embarrassing.
So we won't
So
talk about the little one that hangs around your dresser.
the little one that hangs around my dresser,
Mhm.
the little what?
The little
The
spirit that hangs around your dresser.
I don't know. I've got a male, a grown male in this room, but we don't know who he is. And
Hmm.
I know he's not my spirit guide because I know my spirit guide is an older gentleman and I know him. So we don't know who this guy is, but he's not malevolent or anything.
Hmm.
Um, but as far as anything else, I haven't sensed anyone else myself. Well, I mean, I've experienced a couple of visitors, but I don't know who they are.
Okay.
So if you're sensing something else, I'm not familiar with it.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know.
I
Talk about it now.
I
This is the
I you know,
perfect
I
opportunity to
I
talk about it.
what, Ray?
This is the perfect opportunity to talk about it. This is your paranormal podcast. Hello.
Yeah, tell me. No, go ahead, tell me.
Okay, well, you do have a male spirit there, but he's like 7, and he hangs around the dresser and the chair that you have there in the room. I'm seeing it as a wood dresser.
Are you talking about me or Ray?
You,
Okay, so you mean these are my these are my shelves.
yeah, but you have a small wooden dresser with a chair next to it.
The dresser, not in this room. I mean, I've got my chair. I've got a stack of drawers here. That maybe that's what you're seeing. Yeah.
No, this is like a brown wooden dresser.
Hmm.
There's a chair that sits next to it.
Oh, that's my
It-
bedroom. That's my
Okay,
bedroom. That's my
okay.
bedroom.
He stays near that dresser and that chair, and his name is Charlie. And you did pick him up recently, um, at the trying to get exactly where you picked him up at. Um,
Maybe the Conjuring house.
no,
No,
this was a house, the yellow house that you were at before you went to the Conjuring house.
my house
Uh,
is yellow.
no, you're
No.
it's like a friend's house. You were visiting that house.
Okay.
It's also a yellow.
Okay. A few number. We stole our house color. There's a lot of people
Okay,
I know that
I
have this house color.
I know it sounds really vague, but that's where you picked him up at.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
his name is Charlie.
He didn't come with the chair because I bought the chair at a secondhand shop,
Mm-mm.
but I've
No,
had the chair a while. So I'm gonna have to
he
figure out where I got him, and I'm gonna have to try to talk to him.
he just likes you and your personality, and kind of sees
Oh.
you like a mother figure or a sister figure, you know.
Well, how often do I get called mom? Ray, I can't hear you.
The paranormal mom. She gets
I know. I get called
for
mom
years.
for years now. I get called mom and mama, and they'll be like, "Hi, mom, mom, hi, mom," and I mean, I'll hear it whispered to me, "Hi, mom, hi," you know. Like, am I everybody's mother in the afterworld?
At least you're not grandma.
Which is okay. You know, I always tell them, "It's okay. It's okay. You can call me mom. Call me mom. I have no problem with that." But I get called that a lot. But I wonder who Charlie is. But there's I don't know that he's the shadow figure or the gentleman that we've seen in this room. We've had a number of years ago, and he never came back. A friend of my son's stayed over, slept
Mhm.
on the pullout back here, and this was before. Now I'm doing YouTube now over 5 years, so this is before that. Okay, and came to my son the next day, and he said, "Dude, your house is haunted." And my son's like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I'm in the couch bed there." And then there's this shadow guy who comes in. He says, "Scared the hell out of me." Kid never came back. I never saw him again. He's gone from our lives.
Wow.
So then during last year, my daughter and I were standing back here, broad daylight. I have my back to the hallway, and she's talking to me, and she's saying bye bye, and she goes, and she looks over my shoulder, and she's like, "Dad," and I'm like, "What? What?" She goes, I know, I think it's and she went over, she goes, "There was a guy," and she figured it was dad, but dad wasn't home, and there's no other man that lives with us. But this wasn't a shadow, this was a guy. So, I don't know if he changed or if it was a different spirit. So, we've got got them running around here.
Mhm.
They're welcome, that's the thing. I don't have an issue with that. I don't say, "You have to leave. Let me spray
Right.
some holy water. You go away. I don't want you here anymore." I would never. I would never.
Yeah.
And so that was my problem in my 20s though, because for in my 20s I had no idea how to stop it. And so everybody was like, and the psychic said, "Is you're a conduit, it's I
Mm.
guess I was a soft spot." And the things I would see would be like, "Oh no, 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 no." And that had to stop. But I
Mhm.
don't tell them to go away. I have no problem with them being here. So evidently they know that.
Yeah.
Um, yep. So I guess you probably have a very similar situation, though.
Yeah. Where I've moved into, I mean, there's spirits here, but yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, I would never tell a spirit they couldn't be somewhere because a lot of
Mhm.
places, even older places, that is their home.
Yeah.
They worked hard to be there or build it. Uh,
Uh, right.
you,
I mean,
you're
well,
you're
how
the
are we gonna I've had
yeah.
people say to me, "Oh, well, if I take a shower." I had one person actually say to me, "I take a shower in the dark so the spirits can't see me." I'm like, "You take showers in the dark?" That's the part I got out of it. It's not like you're afraid for spirits to see you, but you are showering in the dark.
Right. How you getting that clean?
They can see you. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. They're dead. You're naked. They're dead. What's the difference?
I just go, "Excuse me."
I don't know. You got to laugh about it sometimes. You got to laugh about it sometimes.
Especially if you have a jokester spirit, in your house
Oh.
or a really old perverted one, have fun with that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think sometimes they're just bored.
Yeah, I would be
Like,
after so many years.
I mean, when I think about how I came up with the name for my channel, I'm like, well, I hope that when my time comes, they give me a job in the afterlife because what am I going to do? You know, I would be making mischief because give me a job or send me back. Yeah, I could do a
Mhm.
job. I work every day anyway. What's the difference? Oh my, hey, Dory has another question. Wait, Nicole, you're the perfect person. Do spirits get tired of us asking them the same questions all the time?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Um, that's where a lot of times you do get angry spirits. Sometimes I just get retired and tired of the repetitiveness. And a lot of
Mm,
times I get tired of not being heard.
mm.
So they're either going to act out or they're just going to ignore you altogether.
Yeah, and that's a good point because a lot of times when we're doing something, we miss it the first time around. We
Mhm.
don't hear it till we listen back. And I've had sessions where I've heard things when I listen back and I wanted to cry that I had not heard them when I was doing
Mhm.
the session. I wish I had heard them so that I could have answered them. And
Mhm.
and it's still 5 years on and I'm still trying to learn to hear better that first time around. You
Mhm.
know? So it's tough. It's tough. Hey, MCAT, how are you? Thanks for being here, you
Uh,
guys. Mike, nice to see you. What's this? I think it's funny when people say to spirits, "I'm not here to hurt you," as if you could. Right.
well, you could sage them out of their home or salt them.
Mm, mm,
In
that's
a sensible way, you could.
I guess so. I've never done that. I have bought sage and I've never used it. I've never salted. I don't know. I go to the cemeteries and I seek them out. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't try to chase them away. And I do believe in my heart that I can't.
Right.
Honestly,
And
I think that I can protect myself from the very small percentage of evil because I think it's a very small percentage. I don't think all this demon, demon, demon. I just
yeah,
don't
no.
think there's that many demons that give a rat's patootie about me. Like, gonna waste their
They're not
time.
everywhere.
They're not gonna waste their time on me. They have better awful things to do
Mhm.
than waste their time on me. Oh my gosh. Does anybody else have any other questions? Dory, that was a very good question because I think they
Mhm.
do get tired of being asked the same questions. I
Yeah.
often wish I could think of a lot of better questions to ask them. And I think that's sometimes why you get the mimics, like you'll hear your own voice come over
Mhm.
or come through. Um, they'll just say things that you know are not true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or they're just smart alecks in general.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but
Yeah.
you do have to, and I'm gonna go back and refer to that one, when people say, "We're not here to hurt you," you do
Mhm.
get some 1700, 1800 spirits that's never seen a spirit box. You
Right.
know, they've not seen your equipment, so they don't know this torch flashlight that you got, floating around, so they don't know
Yeah.
if you're gonna do them harm or not, so
That's
sometimes, yeah, it is handy.
That's right. I will often say to them, and it sounds silly to
Mhm.
someone in 2021 listening to it, but hello spirits. I have this device here that can
Mhm.
hear your voice. Just
Right.
if to say it's a radio. I have a lot of old spirits in my area. They don't have a clue what a radio is.
Yeah, they're like, "What?"
A radio? What's a radio? It's just this thing, and again, try to convince them this thing can record your voice so I can listen back to it later.
Mhm.
What?
You gotta be Marty McFly.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Hello, Ricardo Miranda. My house is haunted when it gets active. The house starts to shake. Ooh, that's frightening.
Hmm.
That is definitely frightening. And yes, yeah, Terry, I believe in demons as well. I just think that you would have to do a lot of work for a very, very long time and be in a very dark place to actually get one to pay attention to you.
And I was attacked when I was 15, and
Mm.
I don't think I did anything wrong for all that. I have PTSD to this day, but
Yeah. And
anyway,
what was it? I mean, someone around you may have created the atmosphere, Who
I
knows?
I don't think. I mean, we moved into this house, it was really cluttered to begin with, uh,
Mm.
and I remember the downstairs had, like, this little corner room, and there was, like, the old bed springs and stuff in it, and the door was
Wow.
off of it, so my stepdad, put it back up right, didn't want us kids getting in there and getting hurt on the bed springs because we're
Mhm.
curious that way,
Sure.
and, a couple days later, things started happening in that house. At first, it was
Mm.
little things, the water went gray, and it smelled putrid, and we couldn't use the
Ooh.
drinking water, and
Wow.
and then it went to where the corner of my bed would kinda, like, move up just at the corner level of my mattress, and I'm like, "Ah," and I couldn't see them. And my mom's like, "Well, I'll switch, places with you." Well, then her bed would same bed was being pulled up,
Hmm.
and then, my brother, he felt something crawling on him one night. We all had the posters tacked to the walls, and he actually put enough force behind it that he punched whatever this was, and you could hear it hit the wall. It tore the posters off the wall, and you could hear whatever it was just like a thundering dissipate in the house. I mean, we would sit and watch TV, and I know y'all seen Poltergeist, and you can believe me or
Yeah.
not, but we could sit there and we'd watch the chairs. They'd scoot out away from the table and stack up on top of the table.
Yikes. That's pretty horrible.
The doors would open in the kitchen cabinets. Our dishes would come out. Um,
Yikes.
I was scared of this house, and one time I happened to come home from school early, and my parents weren't there, so I thought I would take a nap on the couch, hope to God everything's calm today, it's that
Mm.
house put that in it, you know,
Wow.
and I'm laying there, and we don't have cats, and I see this big white Persian cat on the back of the couch, and I reach up to pat it 'cause I love cats, and when I reached up to pet it, its mouth opened wider than what it's supposed to, and it had teeth, it was just everywhere, and it made this sound that just oh my god,
Ooh,
and
wow.
I was literally lifted from the couch and thrown against the wall,
Oh my gosh.
and each time I tried to stand up and get to my feet, it was just grabbing me again and just, throwing me and tossing me, and every time I try to get to my feet, there's nothing there. There was nothing I could fight. I was just trying to get to the door. And when I finally did get to the door, and finally get it open and roll outside,
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, I'm done. I mean, that place literally took
Wow.
the fear in me.
Wow. Well, when did it end? When you moved?
Yeah, we ended up moving. We had to, well, mom had the preacher come out and try to bless the house, and he said, "This is not going to work." He actually, felt whatever was there, and he's like, "You're just going to have to move." So
Oh my Lord.
we moved my grandmother's house in 2 days. I didn't stay there. I stayed at friends.
Wow. Wow. I can't believe that house isn't one we're hearing about or having a movie written about.
I
That's
actually wanted
crazy.
I wanted to investigate it because I know the guy who moved in it, and he did have problems at first, and he said, at that time, he's like, "I just left this one corner of the house alone. I don't dust, I don't clean, I don't do nothing to that end of the house, and they
Really?
have not bothered me."
Oh my gosh.
So I asked him if I could investigate, let me
Do
go
you
face my
really
fears.
want to? You wanna go back there?
I want to. I think just to face
Wow.
that, see if I can find out truly,
Mhm.
what's going
Mhm.
on because, I was 15, I'm older now,
Yes.
I got more
Yeah.
experience, and he's
Right.
like, "No, we're leaving it alone."
Wow. Yeah.
Told me get off the property.
Wow.
I
He
said,
doesn't wanna
"Okay."
deal with it. Well, I
He
mean,
wants
can't
you to rile it up.
yeah.
Mhm.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. It's quiet and it doesn't bother him. But yeah, I mean, I can kind of relate because you were
Mhm.
young, and I know that you were probably like me, not really well versed in
Mhm.
dealing with anything, although that's something that's over
Yeah.
the top. I
Yeah.
didn't have, as far as I'm concerned, the things that were coming to me, while one of them was awful and I couldn't get rid of this dude for like 10 years. But uh I didn't ever feel like it was demonic. Not that I had any kind of inkling of it. We didn't have the TV shows then. There wasn't the popularization of it. I just had my own
Mhm.
family's experiences and what I was experiencing. And I just thought, well, I'm either insane. mm, or something else is going on. And I think
Yeah.
I've proven by this point in my life, with
You're not
having
crazy.
raised a family, own a business, have a home, I'm not insane. I'm not. That it was definitely yeah, I real well, yeah, sometimes I still wonder. But it was definitely something that went on and for a long period of
Mhm.
time until I learned how to believe that I could control it and keep it at bay and keep my safe place around me.
Right.
um it was difficult to deal with, but now that I'm older, those fears are gone. I don't have any fear. In fact, it's very hard to even jump scare me. My daughter says all the time it's very difficult. I can't eat. She tried because she walks on little silent cat feet, and I'll turn around and she'll be there, and I'll be like, oh, "Hi," and she's like, "Why can't I?" You know, not that
Get a
she's
little
trying.
bit.
Nothing. I'm like, because I always figure someone's there.
Mhm.
Someone's always there. So if it's not you, it's a spirit.
Yeah.
And we get older, and one of the benefits of getting older, for all the other trade-offs we make.
Yeah. We get to be bona fide crazy.
Oh, I that's actually the last chapter of the little book I'm writing is, and I've written all about my whole life and all the experiences I've had, and the last chapter is going to be about why some people might think that I'm rowing with one oar. So, yeah. So that's what that's what
That
the
sounds
last
awesome.
so we'll see. If nothing else, my family will buy it when I get it out there. And I'll be glad that I finished something. So I'm
Yeah.
working on it.
Books are hard to finish.
Well, yeah, tell me
Yep.
about it.
Everybody buy a book.
Buy my book. So what is next for you?
Well, we just moved to North Carolina, so we're
Oh,
actually trying to find this next big thing. I'm looking into something, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's anything going to come of it, so not really
Okay.
staying on that one yet.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Cool. Have you been to South Carolina or Savannah? Actually, we were in Savannah last summer, and we'll be there again this summer. But there's a lot of history in Savannah, Georgia, which is we actually visit South Carolina and then drive over to Savannah. There's so much history in the South, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think Georgia, Atlanta is one of the oldest haunted, most haunted to me. I mean, I hear a lot about some of the older spirits there. I
mhm.
haven't found too many of them in North Carolina yet.
No? Well, you might have to travel a little bit, but, I like this one. You've learned to control your monster detection circuit. I like that.
There you go.
That's great.
Have you been to
Well
Gettysburg?
I went when I was younger, didn't have the cameras. I'd like to go back now that I got the equipment. Yes, yes,
mhm,
yes.
and we love Gettysburg. We'll be there, very soon, actually, in a few
Yeah.
weeks, so
I
can't
love
wait to go.
anything historical.
Oh, it's a great place. It's such a great place. So really looking forward. Well, Nicole, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on. It has been, I mean, I've wanted to just chat with you for a long time, and it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. I love hearing about your journey. And anybody who's watching, please follow Through the Veil Paranormal and watch Nicole's videos because they're great. They're easy to watch and they're very entertaining and they're wonderful, wonderful videos. So,
This next one may not be so easy on the eyes. I'm just gonna say that.
okay. Well, you know what? We're all here for all of it. So, but thanks so much for joining us. It's just been a pleasure. And I know you're going live later, right?
Mhm.
So
At 9:30.
everybody check that out. And just awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And I will see you again in the chats on your live streams.
Okay. Thanks for having me up here.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you guys
Y-
all over there on the other side.
Yep. Bye. And have a great night, Nicole.
You too.
Take care. And thank you, everybody, for being here with us. Nicole is a doll. Such a pleasure having her here. Ray, you have anything you'd like to add before we say goodnight?
No, I'm just really tired.
Oh, you poor guy. You worked hard. Well, it was really nice. Hey, James, Gype Gype. Snuck right in there at the end. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. R Baller, hello. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. Sandy, hey, Sandy's here. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I hope you enjoyed that. Do follow Nicole. She's wonderful. Love her. And hopefully I'll have another video up soon, but we'll see you guys next time. Everybody, be good. Have a great night.
Good night, Ray.
Good night, Ray.